Wellness Wednesdays, inspiring, positive, proactive, and healing. Welcome. Nistu Nidaniko Mokoyo Sukoi. It's my second Blackfoot name that Roger and Charlene Perry Chicken Shoe Dance gave to me at Deb Pace's location because I had a dream and it was about some shape shifting. So Mokoyo Sukoi, Marvin Fox, bless his heart, rest in peace, was the one who spelt it phonetically for me, and who I could just hear Marvin Fox's, he said, M-A, because you gotta listen to your elders like Marvin. He didn't ever talk fast like Napiaki and Napiquin, Napigoan. He talked slow. And he said it means the Milky Way or Wolf Trail, Mokoyo, Sukoi, or Medicine Trail. So I'm not a fake ass Indian. Do I look fake ass? I'm sorry. I'm just in a good mood today. I'm in a good mood. I choose to be in a good mood. So that is my second Blackfoot name. Now I was, some of my qualifiers, I was born in 1956, Hart Butte, Montana. And I was born with all four grandparents raising me. My mom and my dad, Yskiptadaki, Monokini, and also my uncle Gerald Old Voice Cooper. He's a Russell and a Bullshoe. And then my uncle Buster Pollock, rest in peace. They're all rest in peace. And my uncle Vernon Cooper, a Wild Bill Cooper, the last known Scoppy Picunny to go to prison for stealing horses. We always stole horses. And then then some white laws came in. And then Aunt Carol, Errol Topknot, and Melinda Enault Boggs, Iron Pipe. We're also Iron Pipe. And I'm Orphra. My Aunt Orphra was from Nome, Alaska, married to Uncle Charlie. They met in the TB sanitarium near Tacoma. She raised me. And I could go on and on. So I just want to say, I guess I'm an old G. I was raised in that time where we didn't have electricity. We did not have running water. And I had no television. The only television I saw was Bonanza. We used to get my Aunt Cecile rides at the Doors house, and she had a 12 by 12 black and white. And we'd all try to look at it and watch Bonanza, but that's all. So I was not raised digital, and I now see the coming of the worlds. There's nothing wrong with, the fast pace. So today my topic is about how do you integrate the digital world, the media world, to our Indian ways of knowledge in a good way. And of course, I'm near the airport because I came down, and anyway, I'm in Great Falls, Montana. I'm going to be catching a one-way pretty soon here. I'm heading towards Tulalip Nation. Gene Tagabon and I are, and guess who invited us? The gambling addiction people invited us. And so it'll be interesting because that was my first addiction a long time ago. But welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I just wanted to greet you right now, War Pony, I'm in War Pony, and I'm using War Pony's Wi-Fi. You know, when you get these new trucks, I mean, you know, War Pony, I said I need Wi-Fi because I'm always in the middle of nowhere, which it's not nowhere, but I'm just, you know, I might be up at Medicine Hat, way out and on the prairie. I might be near Brockett. I might be at Lake Louise in northern Alberta. Or I might be in Toronto. And last July, I was all in British Columbia with all the villages. And where I went, because they try to keep us off Wi-Fi. They try to make sure that we can't get on and tell the truth. So get on and tell the truth. Not in a mean-spirited way, but in a good, gentle way. And so when I bought War Pony, and I guess I'm using it. I've used it a couple of times because where I'm at, there may not be Wi-Fi. I'm also next to, I was just looking over here because I'm near the, I think they could call it it's the prison, like Shelby Prison near the, so, say a prayer. Say a prayer for all of our relatives who are locked up. Say a prayer because they may not be criminals. They may be just in there because of the color of their skin or the neighborhood that they live in, or because of trauma, and they're locked up. And I know they have sweats and good stuff in there. But say prayers for them so that they find their spirituality, that they find their authentic self, and that they read good books, and that they say their prayer. Because you know, in Montana, I know at the women's prison, they get to light a smudge every Friday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and pray. And they get to sweat and they get to sing songs. So, you know, my little Wetzel, you know, niece and all those that go into the prison, say a prayer for them. So welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I just feeling so good. Today on the Blackfeet Reservation, in case you can still join tomorrow, this afternoon, we're having the 34th annual Bear River commemoration. Because in 1870, on January 23rd, on Marias, which is also just down this way, I'm just right in the territory, the Siksikatepi, the Blackfoot Confederacy territory. And on Marias, there was an incident where Gatling guns and one head soldier named Baker was drunk, and they were looking for an Amskapi Pikani that one of the white men raped his wife, so he killed him. Malcolm. He killed him. And he fled. And back then, they didn't let you kill white men. Hey, you could, but they... Anyway, he killed him because he said, you raped my wife. And he killed him. So they wanted to make an example. Just like, you know, right now in, you know, Minneapolis, another place, they want to make us an example. So they're doing some not good justice things. So they were chasing him. And they had, you know, scouts that were also Skapi Pikani, or half. They weren't full blood. They tracked him, and that was, you know, in our routes where we're at. We always in the winter we had winter camps, you know, around Two Medicine, Marias, and we were all ready, you know, they'd still hunt, but they would stay there during the winter, and then from the winter, they would travel up. They'd go up and they'd get berries and medicine, teepee poles, all the way to like Medicine Hat. Come around. They had a whole route, but they were camped. And I think it was Mountain Chief's camp they were looking for. But when they came upon Heavy Runner, 1870, July 23rd, and it was like 20 below freezing Fahrenheit. So let's say, what's that? 50 below Celsius? If you want to do the conversion. And so they came up on the camp, and they the baker was half drunk, and he was in charge, so he said, hit them hard. So they just murdered. They just started shooting, and Heavy Runner came out of his camp, and he had his papers that, he was peaceful, and he put a white flag on the end of his pistol, his rifle, and he was waving the white flags, which means, surrender. And they shot him, and they shot many. And so today, in Browning, Montana, at the Blackfeet Community College, I think Reggie Crowshoe from Brockett's coming down, and there's just, I know my mom is there, and Lori, and Natawa Pisaki, Carol Murray, and John Murray, who studied this forever, and they're bringing all their stories together today in Browning, Montana, so we can heal, but go way beyond heal and commemorate where we are today. And so anyway, but I got to get on a plane, go to work, and so I just is sending, if it's a time where you should know your true history written by your own people. And that's, in the digital world and in the media world, make sure it's written not by others, and not by no white people trying to get a PhD and write a book. They've always prostituted our knowledge like prostitution, and got their PhDs and wrote about us. And some of them are allies, but that it needs to be legitimately, in order to be the correct history, it needs to come from our people. And don't be, pulling them down. Let them tell their stories, how their grandma and grandpa told them, how their great grandma and grandpa told them. I know Red Oscar on Picanny Press, a couple years ago, he gave some of the best testimony about how people were afraid to tell what happened. And so you can go ahead and listen to that on Picanny Press and on my Facebook page. And I'm always at 5,000 on Facebook, so send me a message. I'm deleting colonized people. Hey. If they're acting too white, I'm deleting them. No, no, I'm not, because my little relatives, they're confused right now. Am I Indian? Am I a pilgrim? Or what am I? They're trying to get their Indian name. I got to get my Indian name. I got to go to the ceremony, even if it's just 1 week, and then I'll be real Indian. Those ones that come home for 1 week, and then they're real Indian, super Indian, eh? Anyway, well, come home, but stay longer than 1 week, eh? Or one ceremony. And listen, even if it's over the phone or on a podcast, Blackfoot Confederacy just opened up a Instagram, and it's inviting people to our territory in a really good way, because we have big herds of buffalo. We have 26 glaciers. We have clean water. You can drink it out of the lake, glacier water. Anyhow, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. And I guess I'm just want to share some happiness with you, and some of it you'll see on social media. Or we're just happy because our executive director and some of our team went to Iceland. And this morning they just got back, and they were sending us pictures of the Blue Lagoon, and an eagle flew over it, and it was all of the northern lights. And I hope when you're out, if you see the northern lights, when you see them, it means there's a doorway between this world and the that other world, that thin veil, the northern lights. And sometimes that's how our spirits can come back and forth. That's why you might have really good energy right now, or you might have healing energy where you just want to be cozy and kind of cuddle up. And that's okay, because that's what you're supposed to do. Just like, Baksikwe, the grizzly bear, or Kyayo, in the winter, you're supposed to hibernate and do things that's for your self-care and for your family's self-care. Bead, weave, sew, write journals, write all the stories you heard when you were a child. I just want to give a shout out to Brockett area, to Adele. I hope you're on, and I hope your sisters. I want to give a shout out to Deb Eli, Lisa Crowshoe, all the Crowshoes, all the English. I want to give a shout out because just less than a week ago, I just zoomed up there because they were bringing positive and productive. They had a great dinner, the Piccani family social services, and they invited my other nephew, Tatanka Means. Yay, Tatanka. And he was good. He was so polished. He's been doing a comedy act for 16 years, and you can see it. But you could also see, because he's like Navajo and Lakota, and there ain't no Navajos and Lakota up in Siksikatepi unless they married in, eh? So when they come up here, they're courageous, eh? When you come up here you're courageous, because, whatever stereotypes you've heard about our people, don't believe them. Come meet us. Come sit down with us. Come sing with us. Come talk with us. Come listen to the stories. And that's how all of our tribes, there's 575 tribes in the lower 48 now. There is thousands of First Nations, Métis, and villages in the Northwest Territories in Ontario, and I think even in British Columbia, there's 260. Come and meet us. And you can look on social media, and sometimes people, they look good. They comb their hair and go on social media, like today. So I just, I want to encourage you is to post your self-care. Post the things that you do, even if it's, running with your grandchildren, or blowing bubbles, or, teaching lullabies, those kind of, I was thinking about Eileen Pretty on top, and she's Upsalaga Crow, and she used to sing a lullaby to Matumspi, Amanda Old Crow, and it was to help her sleep, and it was, and I'm not a singer, but I'm going to sing it. It was just a soft, gentle grandma. Hickaboola, hickaboola, hey ha, hickaboola, 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 hey ha, hickaboola. And then Eileen would take Amanda and close her eyes, and she'd go to sleep because Grandma was singing her a lullaby. Learn, sing your lullabies on social media. And so I would, when I raised her, she's grown, she's raising herself now, but say a prayer for her, because she's sober and she's trying to get her life together, and she's doing it without all the enablers or codependents trying to save her. The enablers and the codependents, you just put another nail in their coffin when you run in front of them and try to just let them find their way. Just pray. That's why we pray that you have a long, healthy life. That's a really good prayer to have for everyone. And, and pray for your allies. I've been even, I'm praying for, my niece here. She's non-native, and I just found out she's going to have a baby. I got tears when she told me, because I said, you're going to make life. You're making life for a whole different world. Your baby for the next 100 years is going to create a whole different world. And I had been thinking about her driving down, and now I know, because sometimes my intuition works like that. She's having a baby, and only like 7 weeks, along. And they have so many tests, they can find out all these things, make sure nothing goes wrong. But if they're a boy or a girl, two-spirit, you know what? I think mothers know when they make a two-spirit baby, because it's spiritually, they're already, all heteros are good. They have a spirit, but two-spirit babies are special. Two-spirit babies have the propensity to be healers, to be conduits, to be medicine people. Two-spirit. As many stars in the sky is how many ways you can interpret gender. And they have that universe with them. And that's why when you're around two-spirit, like Auntie Stephen, and you're around, the Montana two-spirit society with David Herrera, and and they're the international John Sillyboy, the novel. There's so many. When you're around them, you feel good because they're healers. And the only thing that stops their miracleness of healing is bullying, rejection. And you pissy ass people, don't do that to young children. Let them tell you who they are. Let them show their authentic self. And when they do, they will be vibrant community members. They not only clean your house and do all that kind of stuff, because Crow, they all clean the house and do the beating, raise the babies, make the baby cradles. Two-spirit people can bring us to healing. So don't let those, others hurt them, because hurt people hurt people. And healing people heal people. That's why Native Wellness Institute, we try to keep the teachings of our ancestors alive, and we try to come to you with positive, productive, and proactive things that you can do with yourself, with your family, so that we have a better world, a grounded world. Even no matter what's going on politically, do not go down that algorithm where you're just mad and hating. Pull back. Yeah, and that's one of the things that you can use social media for, is you can be diplomatic. You can be humorous in the message that you want to give without hurting. But if you have to hurt, punch them. Punch them good. With your social media. Sometimes don't you just feel like punching someone? I mean, I'm not, I'm more into lateral kindness, but sometimes people just need to be popped. They just need to be popped one, because you need to knock some sense into them. And the problem with common sense is it's not too common. Now remember, the problem with common sense is it's not too common. So try, and so today, I started out, saying I was dreaming when I woke up, and man, I slept good. Yesterday, I went and got a 2.5 hour lavender scrub pedicure soak with hot stones and paraffin, and my toes are painted the same colors as my nails, because these are Blackfoot Prayer colors. And I got a massage, and I for 2.5 hours, and there was a point when I was feeling a little bit guilty, because when you're healing and you're doing self-care, some people want, or you yourself, I'll own it, feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. Take time out. Get that pedicure. Go have your hair done. Go get a massage. Get some Reiki. Go, get some acupuncture. Go and, get your palms red. Ooh, my palms. All your life, you're going to be a badass. In your last life, you were a badass, eh? Go get your palms read. In this life, you're not going to stay in a stuck relationship. No one's you're going to leave it. You're going to get better. You're going to practice relationships. Healthier, 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 healthier. That's what life is about. Forgive yourself. Forgive your younger self for the things that you did. But now that you know the lesson, apply it. You will attract healthier relationships with partners, same sex. You will attract healthier hetero. And have forgiveness in 2026. Do not hold those resentments to your exes. And yes, they did wrong things because they were a punk too, But forgive them, especially if you made children with them. It's forgiveness and letting go. Let God and let go. It's a choice. And when you have forgiveness and you don't carry the burden of that resentment, if you don't carry that, you have freedom. You're fun to be around. You're just people who are in that victim, always blaming. If you're just blaming, you're still a victim. That's why you need to have the forgiveness. You need to stay present in this 24 hours before you sleep again. It's working a healing recovery. It could be 12-step NAAA, ACOA, Gambling Anonymous, they got them all you have to do. And that's the good thing. There's all these Zooms now. You can just go online. Native Dads Network. Every Tuesday at 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, there's the Best Talk by Native Dads Network. Mike Duncan. And I just want to say, last night, I couldn't imagine Albert Tittman's wound in his heart, losing his daughter, and that his mate is in critical condition. So say prayers for them. You can ask for prayers, say prayers. So I just lit a smudge for Albert Tittman. So anyone from Native Dads, please tell Albert that I'm just wrapping my badass auntie prayers around him, and I just keep sending them. Gonna give him some time because they light a fire for 4 days, and they have a ceremony. They sing songs. And some people call it a funeral, but we have ceremony when we help that Mokoyo Sukoyi. We help them travel over in those 4 days and Albert just had that with his family. And that's when they need us. After if they're cremated, buried, or their body, they're no longer there, but their spirit travels over. That's when you have to go to the family. It's about helping the living. It's about being with the living who are grieving. So I just encourage you, if for your own grief, and that's how I'm doing the self-care. I still, at this moment, my nephew, Swift Current, part of me can't believe he's gone, but I still grieve. I still grieve for what we had. And I ask myself, if I took it for granted, I could always call upon him for laughs, for stories. If I was stuck in the ditch, he'd come rescue me. I had some other friends stuck in the ditch. And I think about the times when he'd come to the house, and I say, you know where the key is? So I used to just go to my house and read my book, start a fire, and relax. So in that grief, you can't say you'll be better in 6 months. I check on his wife. I say prayers for his children. And say prayers for the children left behind. Say prayers for the spouses left behind. Say prayers for the things that they did, the things that they started. He was like now we're saying prayers for Colby Whitford. He got hurt from a bull in Denver. So say prayers for Colby Whitford. Scotty Picani. And it triggered me because I thought about all the times Swift Current got hit in the head. Bronc riding, bull riding. And just, when you're Blackfeet, you just get hit in the head. Not for being whacked, but you get knocked around. You might get CTE, but, and it reminded me. So I've just been praying for Colby and all of those indigenous men that are cowboys and cowgirls. Swift Current used to always say, I'm an Indian cowboy. He was, because he was Indian first. Then he was a cowboy. And he was a badass cowboy. But he was Indian first. And so when you go out, regardless if you're a doctor, social worker, or you're just a grandma, or just a beater, or you're on council, you're Indian first. That's never going to go away, because you're not always going to be on council, and you're not always going to be in that job position. So think about being a good Indian on social media and a good Indian in real life. Every day, how you treat people, how you greet them. When you come into a place, take a breath and go around and shake everyone's hand. Oki, Sinadabi, Oki. And tell them encouraging words. Oh, you look good. Or it's so good to see you. I just love it when I see you because Kitsikako mem, I love you. It's good to see you. And then just hug them. Hug them up. Hug them really, really. Oh, just give them a hug. Hold them. Let that love energy. And that love energy, when you're hugging, that heals our world. So don't be hugging Trump, eh? Don't be hugging Republicans, eh? No. Oh, God. See, I'm guilty. I'm telling you this, and I still can't pray for him. Yet. And that's a magic word, yet. Because I can't hurt people when I see the herder, whoever's hurting people. There has to be some kind of justice. I remember Albert Whitehat at Rosebud. This is around 2010 when he was alive, and we were having a gathering of Native Americans. And Albert and Melise, his wife, they had come, and we were supposed to have it in the gym, but there was a funeral, so they stepped us in the Boys and Girls Club. It was the best gathering. They had all 45 of their hard, deep reservation healers there. And Albert Whitehat, one of the questions, and it was the indigenous knowledge. He said, what are we supposed to do when someone rapes our sister? Might be rape your daughter. It might be sexually assaulted your mother. And there was a question. And he didn't answer it, because elders aren't going to answer it right away. They'll tell you a story. But a couple days into that gathering, Albert Whitehat said, in the olden days, if someone did that to our sister or our mother, our daughter, our wife, we killed them. That was the justice. And that's just like, bringing it full circle around to this Bear River massacre. All Owl Child, and I'm just, all he did was, that white man raped his wife, so he killed him. He had every right to that justice. It's like a old law Indian justice. So God, wow, just imagine all the Epsteins in the world. And that's, one of the things they want you to defocus about the Epstein files. So they're doing all this other stuff and trying to make you forget. So don't forget. And don't forget the massacres. Don't forget Wounded Knee. Don't forget all of, Bear River, 1870, 1890, 1973. I was just, I have my Alcatraz. 50 years of Alcatraz. I wanted to wear it today because I was with all of the 11 survivors in 2019 for a month. My mother and I, because my mother was part of the crew that helped get the boats, for Oaks, and helped get, she helped organize. And I was just a teenager. I wanted to go over there, but my parents wouldn't let me. Benjamin Bratt, Peter Bratt, Aldi, all of the ones that were, Rosalie McKay, all of Justine Mop, and all of Sandra Aguilar. I can just see the Whoppy Paws. We have to remember those times. And yes, there was bad things, but we need to know the correct history and then come to the present and live the healing, live the resiliency, live the miracle that we're all still here, live our ancestors' teaching, live well, be kind, lateral kindness and not lateral violence. Indian hurting Indian and indigenous hurting indigenous. Knock that off. Anyway, Alcatraz. I'm wearing it today, and I'm gonna head over this way and get on a plane. I got a direct flight. Then I got to rent a car, and I got to drive to where our healing gathering is. So if you're out at Tulalip, it's a casino. Guess where we are? Come on over tomorrow. Me and Jean will be there from 9 to 4. Come say hi. Come give us a hug. Come be with us. Anyway, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I just wanted to invite you to come and to Hawaii with us. March 10, 11, and 12. We have it's on the beach on Oahu. We're having wellness in the workplace. And then we're looking through a trauma and a healing lens. We used to have 200 or 300 people come. So we're shooting for that. So come, you can go to www.nativewellness.com. And I've just been talking up a storm, and I need a drink of my mineral water here. Of course, Badass Auntie, we carry cases of Pellegrino. I just love sparkling water. Because as sober people, we like sparkling water. And, 37 years and 9 months of sobriety I got. But it's also, I love that, but I love my Alateen and Al-Anon, because you didn't cause it, you can't cure it, and you can't control it. And so I'm doing some healing with relationships. And that's, because untreated codependents just die young. They die young. And I want you to live 100 years. So that's why you should do self-care. It's okay to take care of others, but you got to take care of yourself, because you can't give away what you don't have. And you can only take people as far as you have come. And that's why self-care is so important. And that, I said I felt guilty when I was driving back, because when I heal, I yawn, I cough. That's when I heal, I cough, and I yawn. And I said, wow, I just did that for 2.5 hours. So then I planned my next self-healing, which I just did. That's why, I'm feeling pretty good here, is I I did an hour and a half in the hot tub, and then I did in the swimming pool. I sang the calling song that Edward and Muffet Little Dog always used to sing in their ceremonies. They call, and I had the water clean me off, because when you go somewhere, you should come grounded and you should be cleaned off with the water. But I floated in the water on my back, and I said all my prayers, just like take time. I don't know, I was praying for about an hour, and then I got back in the hot tub. Then while I was doing that, and that's why I come to you on Wellness Wednesday, is that we have to do our self-care right now. And as I was floating, I couldn't feel, I was just back and I was just floating. And that's how it feels when you're across the veil. You're just in a good spiritual space, you know, where you're not worried about mortgage and those kinds of things, how much you make. That has no meaning. You feel the universe. You feel our ancestors when you're floating. So my face was just sticking out of the water. Man, I was just doing that for about 20 minutes, just saying my prayers. I couldn't feel my body anymore. I was just floating. And I felt like Creator had picked up and was doing, you know, was hearing my prayers. So welcome to Wellness Wednesday. You know, we began during the pandemic. Remember the pandemic? Well, we began 7 days a week, 5 days a week, and now we come here every Wednesday. It's our give back. And if you want to donate, you know, even $5, hit the donate button. This helps. We could hire some more staff. We could do some other things, you know, but we're doing good. You know, our Iceland crew, we're going to be meeting pretty soon. We're doing a brain spotting training with Steve from White Bison very soon. So I just wanted to, so I'm going to invite you to some things that are happening pretty soon. You can come to Tulalip. And Jolene just messaged me that Tulalip wants me March 29th to MC some stuff. But in February, we're going to be at the Rainbow Treatment Conference. 4 of us, Jean, Dwight Francisco, Lori, and I. They're bringing 4 of our team because they want a big jolt of wellness in the workplace, a big jolt of looking through a trauma and a healing lens. And so that, I think that's February 3rd and 4th, or no, February 5th and 6th. So it'll be over there in Arizona. And then from there, if you want to come to, we have 2.5 acres near Portland, Oregon at Barbie's Village. Barbie was a homeless person. And we're having a training of facilitators of healthy relationships. So you're welcome to come and join us there in Portland. And then from there, I'm heading towards the Bay Area American Indian Two-Spirit Powwow. Bates! Woohoo! La, 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 la. I love to be with all of my allies and my Two-Spirit. They're having the whole, on Valentine's Day is the powwow, but the whole week there is gatherings, healings, fashion shows, drag shows, and you're welcome to the San Francisco Bay Area. And I think I'm going to hang around, and on the 16th and 17th, Aurora and April McGill, we're working on something that we might do at UC Berkeley. That's my stomping grounds. I graduated from Berkeley in 1978 and 1981 with my master's in public health. So I am old school. That's why I'm badass. I'm old school. I was trained by advocates. I was trained to be an advocate for the people. It's never I, it's always we. It's always, you know, the United Nations, indigenous rights. It's always, it's the we kind of way that you, not I. People who say I, they're just, that's their ego talking. They're not, that might be okay, but we have to go to we, that W, we. It has to be a we. And anyway, just the other thing I'd like to invite you to from there, after Bates, I think I'm flying back to, we'll be at Barbie's Village doing the brain spotting. There's just, and then we're getting ready to go to Hawaii in early March. So there's those things to go to. And then I want to highlight, go to White Bison's page. I think Sparrow, you can request, all kinds of healing, for father, sons, mother, daughters. You can also go to NAFA, the Native American Families and Fathers Association with Al Pooley. They're doing so much family healing. You can also go to the American Indian Cancer Foundation. That's where Coco Fresh is, and Lori Newbreast and Melissa, many things, and they're doing so much healing, but they're also sponsoring in August the 5th annual Healing Together conference. So please, you're getting a special invitation. So there's so much happening, and those are just in my arena. There's so much going on in Canada. There's so much going on in each of the National Indian Health Board, the Native American Boarding School Association that Deborah Parker used to be at. I know Roz Lapierre's daughter is there, Becky. And there's always the Montana this is the 30th annual Montana Two-Spirit Gathering. I'll be there. Please come on over. It's over on Flathead Lake. And it's usually that third week, come and heal with us. There's just so much incredible, and that's what you should use social media for, is healing the healers. Post everything that helps heal the healers. Post it, comment on it, show, and don't go down the rabbit hole of those other algorithms of hate, blaming. Stay in the algorithms that uplift, like Kami Poismanik's women's stand-up headdress. Those headdresses, we're nothing. We're just humans. But those headdresses, they have power to uplift and encourage. Go to things that give you that sigh of relief, that healing, where you can smell the smudge. That's what, when I was packing, I intentionally packed, I could probably get enough smudge to anyway, bring your smudge, bring your sweetgrass, bring your, I picked the sage, the mountain going to the Sun Road this summer. And I still have some, but I was like, I'm bringing this over to Tulalip. And War Pony, I always put it in the dash of War Pony, this mountain sage. And Goksamee, there's 38 different kinds of Goksamee. It cleans you off, protects you. But this Goksamee comes from going to the Sun Road on the Blackfeet Reservation. You can go up from, East Glacier, you can go up from West Glacier, or you can go up from St. Mary's, where I live. Whew. And say a prayer for our Bab community. We had a big burning of one of our symbolic healing places, Bab Cattle Barn. They're going to rebuild. Just power to the Burns family. They'll rebuild. But bring your medicine. I want to, and that's, so we came to you today, and, I was thinking, when I woke up, that I was born before there was any digital format. But I was also born at the time, and June Bulshu Tatsi, when we did a study, and this is like 2002, 2003, In 1960, the average income of a Blackfoot family on the Blackfoot Reservation was $912. Because we lived with our people. We lived, I guess it'd be off the grid, we lived with the land and we helped each other. That's how we lived, old time. And then, I think about that now because I always have to maneuver the colonized world and the uncolonized. And lately, I just want to be an Indian that burns wood, that eats elk meat with elk fat. Ooh, I love elk fat. That eats dry meat. Even eats a red wiener once in a while. That red dye is not good for you, but it tastes good because it tastes like saputsis. It tastes like guts. I love fried guts. I love guts. I love minifold. I love ishpu. That's a Crow word for you. It means tripe. My favorite Crow word, ishpu. Take that tripe, that minifold. Ooh, man, that's some good stuff. And then one of the things that Indians. I was just asking Mom because we're doing this experiment. We've been only eating non-gluten sourdough bread for toast, spaghetti, sandwiches, big meat sandwich with no gluten sourdough bread. And I noticed my mom, she's 87 going on 88. She's spry. She's spry because she eats a lot of vegetables. She eats oatmeal. She drinks herbal tea, so in the closing down of this, while you're on the digital, whether it's your iPhone, your laptop, or you're creating something, have good food. Have fresh Saskatoon Savas berries. Have chook cherries. Have, bananas. Have apples. Have grapefruit. Have all of this seaweed, this salmon, dried salmon, all of this good. Because when you have that kind of ancestor food, your ancestors can enter easier into your spirit and give you guidance. Eat good ancestor food, in the evening when you sleep. And, one of my relatives over at the Seattle Indian Health Board, when we would do gonas there, he'd always bring dry meat. And he said when you eat ancestor food, and then he'd bring dried salmon, pinkdom, he'd say you listen better. So eat your, get that, fortify yourself with that. Plus too, I just noticed since I eat elk, I get full, and it keeps me full for a long time. Whew. So welcome to Wellness Wednesday. The sun is out. War Pony has good Wi-Fi. My suitcase is right there. And I think I'm going to sign off. Please share this with others. Native Wellness Institute. Our bottom line is to keep the teachings of our ancestors alive. Our executive director, Jolene Joseph, just got back from Iceland. Shailene Joseph, our staff, just was in Iceland too. And Shannon Kissinger, Shanoa was manning the phone, and all of us, Jean Tagabon, Wanda Batchelor, Lavina Louie. Thosh is one of our trainers now. Thosh Collins. We're all just coming to you to keep the teachings of our ancestors alive. And I'm just your badass auntie. I guess I'm a badass grandma, and I own it. If you see me, please come up and shake my hand and give me a hug, because I need to be with you that believe in the same thing that we believe in. Give me a hug and say prayers for me, because I'm gently traveling over there, because I travel gentle. That means I sleep good, man, and I slept good. Felt like I was traveling in my dreams. Sometimes, I go out, I astral travel. Now, you know, it's who I smudge with and who we have tears with and who we heal. I go and doctor them in dreams. So if you're around me, let's, you know, light a smudge together. Let's pray for each other. You know, I was with Dillingham people. I think Mike Duncan's going up there. They were making medicine pouches. We were texting, and I said, let's just pray. Or it's epic healing time right now. Let's keep our prayers for each other. Prayer, and you pray for me up there in Alaska. You pray for me in California, and I pray for you. And everything that we bring, pray for those in Ontario. Pray for all of our Southwestern, the 19 Pueblos. Pray for Navajo Nation. Pray for Lumbee, who just got recognized. Pray for Salish Kootenai. Pray for Fort Peck, Assiniboine. Pray for Fort Belknap, Assiniboine, Grovon, White Clay. Pray for Northern Cheyenne. Mahio is how they say creator. Say prayers for each other. Learn, say Buddha prayers. Dr. Bonnie Duran. All are Buddhists. The Dalai Lama told us the way that we learn compassion. And he paused for 5 minutes. And his answer was water and sleep. Water and sleep. That's how you get compassion. So you need to sleep. Don't be sleep deprived. Take care of yourself. And I'm on Facebook. I'm doing some stuff on Instagram. Send me a message. Send us a message what you're wishing for. Native Wellness Institute. Come to, and you know, register. If for some reason you can't register, we'll work it out. So, you know, I'm just coming to you. I'm feeling pretty good. You know, someone gave me this scarf. See this scarf? Whoa. So, and I can't remember everything, but it's so beautiful. I've just been wearing it, and it feels like it's got love in it. When you give stuff with love, remember, grief is as big as the love. Give yourself time. So I just been surrounding myself with love and self-care while I'm in grief and while I'm in healing, so that I can still show up grounded. So with that, I'm going to say Kitakito Matsuno means see you later, and I can't wait to hug you. I can't wait to look into your eyes and to see all the goodness that you have in your soul when I look into your eyes. So, lateral kindness. Think lateral forgiveness. Lateral kindness. So, Kitakito Matsuno.